Alright, I've been talking about and thinking about doing a Guild Wars 2 playthrough as well. Maybe like once a week instead of like alternating days. I'm honestly more interested, I think, in Final Fantasy XIV and Baldur's Gate 3. But I hopped onto Guild Wars 2 on my old account from like 10 years ago or 9 years ago, found that all of my characters were still there, mostly named after my ex-girlfriend at the time. Well, she was my girlfriend at the time, but not ex-girlfriend now, obviously. And I went through each and every one of them to kind of get a feel for what they could do. I think I might have one of each class, I'm not entirely certain. But then the classes are also broken down into what weapon you choose. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I'm going to start from scratch if I start again at all. But we are back to Final Fantasy XIV with the Lightwardens quest. And immediately after this quest, I'm going to check the little two bread buns or biscuits that I have in the oven on warm to expand only, not to cook. Anyway. Given to us by the Crystal Exarch within his, the Ocular in the Crystarium. Cutscene. I've also opened the bottle of champagne that I bought for tonight, New Year's Eve, and am indulging. It's delicious.
And so you return?
Extra dry. Or dry is my thing. Brute, I haven't enjoyed Brute as much when I've purchased it. And this is just cooks.
Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
It's like $10 per bottle of, sparkling wine, not champagne. Champagne is only from the Champagne region of France, apparently. Which is annoyingly dumb.
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Lightwardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist.
So take them out.
Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Lightwarden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
Unless there's a mega
I have a
Lightwarden.
feeling Yulmul might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters.
Probably only within their area of influence. Other parts of this world, probably not.
Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
I also spent some time cooking some, I want to say, mussels. Like, still inside the shell. I got it on sale for $3 for a pound. But it was a pound including the shell weight. So, probably more like 2/3, maybe like a half to 2/3 of a pound of mussels in total. But they were delicious. They came with their own, like, buttery, garlicky, like, yeah. So, they were great. Took a while to cook them, unshell them, etc. And I've also dumped them into the garbage can in my kitchen, but close the lid and close the doors. So I'm hoping I should probably take that bag out in the morning. But then I cooked a can of crab meat in that leftover like butter and etc. And that was delicious as well. I'm celebrating December 31st, New Year's Eve, my own weird way.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens.
The thing about Guild Wars 2 is that, unlike Final Fantasy XIV, which is the way I prefer things, you cannot just play one character for all the classes. Which is a good thing and a bad thing, because in theory you should level faster following a storyline, like in 14 here. If you want to level another job or class, whatever you want to call it, on the same character, you don't get the benefit of getting the experience points from story quests. But also at the same time, there are a lot of times when story quests give crap XP. So, anyway, sorry.
Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Are you sure that eliminating the Wardens will be enough? Or, I'm not sure I follow. Let's go with I'm not sure I follow. Just, let's see what we get from that. I'm not sure I follow.
Your uncertainty is understandable, given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then.
Yeah, please. Let's do this. He pounds the sharp, like, pointed butt of his staff on the ground. And we get that, like, lit up kind of like space.
In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds.
We see a gigantic, well, we see a big kind of star, and then I guess, no, that's it, 4, and then 13 spheres. They're all forming a circle, with this star being part of the circle. So 14 total, with the star being one of the 14. So 13 spheres, 1 star thing.
This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy.
Like light on this shard.
Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source.
Okay. So one of the spheres has become green, and it seems to have.
And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence.
There's a stream of the green energy coming from the green sphere to the star.
If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds.
There's no depiction of a barrier yet, but we kind of see a crack in the direction of the stream from the green sphere now.
What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source.
Oh shit. So okay.
At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed.
Oh shit, wait, wait, what? So we had 13, we have 6 left? Is that what we're getting here? Indeed, we see spheres with all of their energy going into the star. 1 purple and gone. 1 red, feeding and gone. 1 kind of yellowish, yeah, feeding the star and gone. 1 blue, feeding the star and gone. 1 kind of aquamarine-ish, greenish maybe, feeding the star and gone. Another kind of like a dark purple energy. You can kind of hear it too. Feeding the star and gone. We are left with 6 spheres. Gaps in the circle that we're all forming. And we are...
At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining.
I didn't know that there were that many elements, honestly. So, light... Well, following other Final Fantasy games, you would have light, dark, earth, fire, air, water, lightning, thunder. Actually, I'm not even counting, but I think that's 7. So I would need 6 more. Oh no, sorry, 7. No, it's 9. So I would need 4 more elements that I'm not entirely sure what they would be.
It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Lightwardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Lightwarden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Lightwardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Okay. The door opens and Viera...
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements.
Lena, a bunny woman. I think they're called
They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
She sounds kind of Norwegian.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphinaud and Alisaie as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Fuck yeah, let's do it. Crystarium, fuck yeah. I'm weird. Let's do it. Hallminster Switch is in the north of Lakeland, so we had best make haste with our preparations. In fact, meet me outside the Crystarium at the crossroads northwest of the Ascensor Gate. Accensor. Ascensor Gate. And I shall lead you there myself. He walks a direction, and I'm gonna also walk the same direction, because I currently have no idea where to go. I think for Guild Wars 2, like, I'm gonna look up what's the easiest class to play to get through the storyline. Like, a good mix of healing and damage, you know? Oh, I haven't been to Fort Job, or Job, J-O-B-B. J-O-B-B. How do you want me to... Okay. So, okay, hold on. I want Tessellation? Is that an option here? Yeah. Tessellation Lakeland. It's not a shard, it's not an Ethernet, but it does get me outside into that kind of like purple foliage area where we first came in. And we mount up. We got some puck traps that are called hop traps. Kind of also purplish colored. Violet Triffid, which are like big old treants with purple leafage. Foliage, I guess. Passing a couple like elevated, but not super elevated. Like maybe like the equivalent of 1 story elevation, which is also a pretty good vantage point for both melee attacks and range attacks. In Baldur's Gate 3, this would probably give you a +2 to your attack rolls. For ranged only. If the enemy was like up the steps a bit, you probably wouldn't get the +2. And as a very new DM, well, yeah, a pretty new DM. God, these puck trap things are hitting me for 1,000 each time, and I only have 13,000 health. So. But I regenerate, I run away on my dragon mount, we're fine. The Crystal Exarch is, we've been running west and a bit north now, kind of in a big open, like road, crossroads clearing kind of thing. All set. If we follow this road north, we will arrive at the northern staging point. The village itself lies not far beyond. Quickly now. So I'm. Ooh, wait, where'd you go? Oh, that's fucking way north, dude. What are you talking about? My God. We're running north-northeast, and it is a long trek. Even by mount. More hop traps, more of the violet treant, tall treants, like treebeard sized treants. Ooh, moves. I have no fucking idea what treebeard ever said. Orcs with their burning and slashing and I don't fucking know. I will, however, in Fort Job or Job, Jobb, however you want to pronounce it. I'm gonna just do Job. Fort Job, Jobba, 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 Jobba. I'm trying to make it. Anyway, we will also get. Not you. I don't want you. Don't care about you at all. But the Chocobo Keep or Amora Keep, whatever we want to get you. Where'd you go? What? Oh, fuck you. Really? You were up a level, not down? I should have looked before I leapt. It's like rule 1 for leaping. You look before you do it. Crazy Riley. Mercy, what are you doing? Not Riley. Mercy. Mercy, it's your fault for not being smart enough or something. I don't know. Let's get the Amaro Keep location in case I ever want to hire a porter in the future. And then jump. Wow, quarter health. Awesome. But quickly regenerating as we are wont to do out of combat. We have Ochus. So like the two like tall, lengthy tentacle kind of plant creatures on Ether Current. The Ochus are called Ya Te Veo. That's Ya -Te Veo. Ya Te Veo. Ya Te Veo. Shark bait. Ooh ha ha. Ether Current is our buddy. God, like immediately when I'm done with this, I need to check on my. It's 170 degrees, which is not enough, I think, to cook. There's like a black. Oh wait, it was kind of a shadow whelp, but then when it unfurls its wings, the wings are pretty fucking cool, pretty big. There's these little white gremlin monsters, which white gremlin's a pretty good descriptor, so I'm not gonna try to get any better with it. Like big old bat ears. The Grey Draco will once again spread its wings wide before coming after me. Those are little, the gray or shadowy kind of whelps that have a wide wingspan. We finally made it. There's a wooden gate, a stone wall, and a cutscene talking to the Crystal Exarch. Please talk so I don't have to. Damn it. Holminster Switch is past these gates and through the woods. It is not exactly a near neighbor to the Crystarium, but as we occupy the same region, we have built up something of a cooperative relationship. What can we expect inside, Captain? The town is beset by a swarm unlike any we have seen in recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villagers, but as many as half remain. Judging by the number of eaters present, we have good reason to believe that the Lightwarden leads the attack. How convenient. It seems we'll have our chance to slay a warden sooner than we expected, says Alisaie. One does not simply slay a warden. He has told you what happens if you defeat one. Has no one told you what happens if you defeat one of those fiends? They hold more light inside them than all the underlings put together. It can be struck down, aye, but its essence won't dissipate like the weaker kind. Vile ether will billow outwards and envelop the nearest living being, a reckless young swordsman perhaps, and turn her into a brand new warden. This is not being explained to us, and we glare at the Exarch. Ah, well, you can leave that particular quandary to us. I must ask that the guard stand down and allow us to engage this leader of eaters alone. Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life we can. But what if... She just nods after that. Understood, my lord. As captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such danger without an escort from our ranks. I insist that I go with you. He nods. Oh, fuck, she's gonna be turned into one then. Very well. Then our warden slaying party shall include myself, the Leveliers, Captain Lena, and last but not least, me. Who nods at him, ready to fucking... Yeah, kill some light issues. A formidable group indeed. Into Holminster we go. Once we reach the Lightwarden, do not hold back. We strike to kill. That gets nods all around, and Holminster Switch is now accessible. Good. The instance dungeons encountered in subsequent main scenario quests can be completed solo alongside a supporting party of NPCs. To make use of it, I already know that, yeah. 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 Cool. This is a thing that I... Oh, wait. Why are all these... That's small talk. Fallacy. I can't help but wonder if the scale of this raid is related to the recruiting the eaters were doing in Al Marang. Not that it matters. After all the combat I saw there, I'm more than ready to test my magics against one of these greater abominations. Alphinaud, small talk. As you may have deduced, the troublesome quality of the wardens which I endeavored to raise earlier was this confounded capacity for spontaneous rebirth. But the Exarch seems confident he has matters in hand, so I shall trust that we may slay our foe without fear of the etheric aftermath. My restorative spells are at your disposal. Crystal Exarch, small talk. Command of this sortie is yours. Though I am not as spry as I once was, I hope my long years of experience will serve you in some capacity. I can wield spells to heal or harm, or even fashion an arcane shield and sword should we have need of a defensive wall. Simply say the word. And Lena. Small talk. Oh fuck, wait. Hold on. No, didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Destroy Lightwarden for good? Humph, if it is possible now, then why not before? Whatever the Exarch believes, I will force a retreat if I deem it necessary. I did not become a captain of the guard by being meek or weak. Cool. Alright. That's the end of this quest. This video's quote-unquote sponsor, non-sponsor, is the Redragon Wired Gaming Mouse with light color options. It's currently set to a red, which I do not remember pressing, but it's fine for sleeping, so I don't mind it. It's like pulsing red. It goes black boom, and then it pulses to full dark boom. Anyway, ergonomic. I have had no issues with it, but I also make an effort while sleeping to have my fingers, like my palms and like my hand flat instead of curved in a fist or curved like it would be around a mouse or curved any other way. And then also while I'm doing some of my exercises or workouts in the morning, I do make sure that I angle my fingers backwards to kind of like stretch those. I'm very worried about like carpal tunnel with the amount of video games I play with a mouse and keyboard, and my fingers arched because of that. And also like the amount of driving I do for various jobs that I have. So this mouse is awesome. If you buy it with the link, I get a cut. I'll see you next time.